Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Moody Mondays. Today I'm in the mood to talk about what do therapists mean when they say sit with it. Such a natural language for us therapists, but I completely understand how alien it can be for you as a client or as a third person who might not have a lot of background in mental health. Let me simplify it for you. But before we get into it, like, share, subscribe, all sorts of YouTubing things that I have to say. And let's get right into it. So to understand this, it's going to be an experiential thing. So I recommend you pause this video and get a piece of paper for yourself. Like I have one piece of paper, no dimensions, written, non-written. You can just get a piece of paper. Yeah. So I hope you've gotten a piece of paper. Now what I want you to do is hold this piece of paper in your right hand and extend your right arm out. So straight out. What I'm doing is my hand is here. I've extended it out. And just notice as you're holding this, what happens in your right arm. Yeah. I can notice, like I can feel that yes, I'm holding something. My arm is stretched out. A little strain on my shoulder, very mild, but it has started to come. Also on my forearm, I guess I can feel my elbow. I really need to get some arm workout done. I guess that's my body telling me. Noted, duly noted. As I talk more, I can feel the strain increasing and increasing and increasing. Not too intense, I'd say, but it's just been some 15 to 20 seconds. Imagine if you were holding this same thing for a minute to 5. I can't imagine it, so I'm going to put it down right now. And please go ahead and you do it as well. Yeah. Now what we're going to do is, we're going to take the same piece of paper and put it in front of our eyes, like right in front of your eyes like this, covering it. I know you won't be able to see me, even I can't see myself right now, but you can hear me, don't worry. So if you keep this here, imagine, you won't be able to see the important things that might come in front, right? Maybe for me, I get 500 subscribers, I won't be able to see because my eyes are covered. And you can put it down right now. A lot of other things we might not be able to see, someone brings a gift for me and they keep it there, but I won't be able to see it because I'm so here, hooked with this paper, right? Now, just fold this piece of paper and put it on your lap. I've put it on my lap as well. Now notice what happens. For me, I do see, it's not like it's gone, but it is there on my lap. And yet, I can continue to talk to you on this video. I can go on talking, making videos. Excuse me, right? So the intention behind it, a lot of you might have guessed, I am sure, is to say, imagine this paper is actually the troublesome or uncomfortable thoughts, emotions and sensations that you're experiencing. Now, a lot of times what we do is we push it away from us by distracting or being in upright denial. I'll tell what that means. Yeah, we push it away from us. What are we doing there? Oh, I just said that. Denial and distraction. But as we experience, no matter how much we try to push it away and imagine that no, it doesn't exist, our attention will go towards it, or at least there will be pain and stress that is created as a result. So there will be a lot of energy consumption that will anyways go in putting it away. And other times what we do is we completely, if we say no, you don't have to distract, like okay, I will now get engrossed with whatever this is. I will make this my entire world. I will not look at anything else, which also is not healthy. Yeah, let's talk more about it. First, about pushing it away. Now, what does that do? First of all, denial. What I mean by denial is, we've been told so many times that it can come from different aspects. One, it can be from beliefs. For instance, I recently made a short on how we perceive anger is a slow poison. So if we believe such things, what happens is that we would not want to feel it, right? We would be like, no, I don't feel angry. No, it's a slow poison. I shouldn't feel angry. Even if something is happening that requires me to be angry, I'm like, no, I don't feel angry. We'll push it down. We'll actually be in denial. We'll be suppressing it is what I want to say. Another form of denial is that maybe spiritually we say that there's no space for anger, it's pure bliss and joy. So obviously what we'll do is we'll be like, no, I don't feel anger. So that comes under denial. What we're again going to do is we're pushing it away by denying. The other part is distracting. Now distracting can be anything from scrolling, or even watching this video might be for you distraction. It can range from seemingly okayish things like scrolling, ordering that dessert, to even bigger things like addictions. It all comes under distraction actually. As beautifully said by someone, it's addictions, distractions like pornography or gaming or substance use. All of these things, they're not a problem. They're actually a solution to the problem, as the body and mind are seeing it, and that is why we lean towards them. It's a way of pushing those uncomfortable emotions away from us. Got it? So, but the thing is, no matter how much we push, like I said, there's a lot of energy consumption. So you might be, of course, you might be successful in pushing it away, but remember, you'll be depleted in other forms. So that is one thing which is not sitting with it. The other thing of completely getting hooked and immersed in this, that is also not healthy. Why? So imagine you're feeling embarrassed. Yeah, what happens when you do this is you make that your entire world. I don't want to get into the technicalities, but there's a school of thought called Distal psychology. It actually describes that what happens is our life is a whole, right? It's like the cliched example of being a canvas. Now the entire canvas is our life, but what happens is if we focus on that one red dot on the canvas, which is a fragment of your life, a lot of issues can come up. A lot of emotions, a lot of thoughts can come up, because what we're not looking at is ourselves, our life as a whole, but rather that one thing. Like I said, we miss out on a lot of things, we make it our entire world. And consequences of that might be, so again, if I'm feeling anxious, I might not go out to meet a very good friend of mine, or I might cancel making this video. If I'm getting here, like, okay, anxiety is everything for me right now. Again, at no point do I want to disregard your experiences. I'm just trying to explain something, so take it as an educational video. Yeah. So now, neither is this healthy, nor is this. But what we mean when we say sit with this is that let this piece of paper fall on your lap. Let this piece of paper stay here and function. Now let me explain more of what this sitting with it means. There are different forms of sitting with it. One can be letting it coexist. For instance, again, if I'm feeling anxious, sometimes it is required that so sometimes sitting with it looks like letting it coexist with you. What it means is that a lot of times it's not always possible that you sit completely with it. Our life requires us to do things as well, especially as adults, right? So right now, if I have a target that I have to make this video and I'm feeling anxious, sitting with it might seem something like coexisting. What that means is I can feel anxious, and while feeling anxious, I can make this video. So that while doing that, I'm letting my anxiety sit on my lap. I'm not pushing it away. I'm not denying, disregarding, distracting. Neither am I holding it here, because I am understanding that yes, I do feel that anxiety, and yes, I do have a target to make this, and yes, I enjoy making these videos, and yes, I like the validation X, Y, Z. So I'm not looking at that one fragment that comes here as well, right? That is one aspect of sitting with it, letting it coexist, knowing that life is never going to be always happy. From religious philosophies in Buddhism to even psychological theories like acceptance and commitment theory, they talk about the happiness trap. It's never going to be one smooth sail. Life is going to be up and down. So that is why sometimes sitting with it looks like letting it coexist while doing your things. Yeah. The other part is sitting with it also means is containing it. For instance, I'm feeling anxious, and instead of making this video, I open my Zomato app, I look for cheesecake, blueberry cheesecake to be precise, to order. And in that moment, what I can do to sit with it is recognize what I'm doing, that I am feeling anxious and I'm trying to push it away, and that is why I'm going to desert to cover or distract it. And instead of doing that, putting my phone down, sitting, noticing, acknowledging, and containing that emotion. In that way also, I am noticing, acknowledging, and not in a way that, okay, now you're all there is. I still know that there are different things happening in my life, and yet I'm giving selective focus as of now to this, what is happening in the present moment. So that is what we mean when we say sit with it. It's not as easy. See, we have been conditioned since years, at least I, while growing up, I was told constantly, whenever something was happening, uncomfortable things were happening, that okay, let's go out, let's do this, cheer up, and this, that, the other. I'm sure a lot of you have heard these things, because as a community only, we have sort of lost that sense of regulation, sitting, containing emotions. Rather, we have started to demonize all of these uncomfortable emotions by saying they're negative, right? So it happens with a lot of us, and it's going to be a journey to break that, or even start to intervene somewhere. And that is why I say it's not actually healthy for today onwards you stop doing this or this and start sitting with everything. Why? Because you have learned something, and first you need to understand how it's impacting you, how it's working out for you. And this is a conversation that you can have with your therapist, because you need to have the resources and capacity to sit with it also. Otherwise, it can be very paradoxical in nature. If you sit with it, you might fall ill, you might feel even more anxious, you might have a lot of more physical palpitations, XYZ. Sorry if the angle changed, my phone battery died, so I had to charge it and then record this last part. So basically, all in all, I hope this helped you to understand what it is when therapist says sit with it. It does not mean that you actually dwell in it. That does not sit with it mean. It means either to actually be able to contain it or to coexist with it. Yeah, but remember, even sitting with it requires, you level up eventually. You will start off probably with something on an intensity level. It might start with mild. When you start to learn and get comfortable with containing and coexisting with it, you will move on to the moderate, and then the more intense or the severe part of it. Do not jump onto the severe, even if you're trying, if you're wanting to build capacity by yourself as you go on. Do not jump onto the most severe things, because again, remember, it is doing this, and this is also a form of protection by your body. It was a longer discussion to talk about how it's protection, but just believe me right now when I just say it is a form of protection. So if you jump on to severe, you're basically barging in, bypassing all the gatekeepers. So they will attack you back with more strength. Yeah, so it can be again paradoxical in nature. Level up gradually, and just remember, sometimes there is a need of art to push things away. Like for instance, I suddenly get this important presentation that I have to make, for which to get ready in an hour, and I have to remove everything from my mind and just concentrate on it. So I might have to push it away. But what is a problem? Nothing is good or bad when done moderately. What happens is that just look at the 3 favorite things of mine: frequency, intensity, and what was the last thing? Yes, and impact. So look at the frequency, intensity and impact of it. If you feel it's coming on more frequently, that you're distracting or holding it here, then you need to look at it. If it is becoming too intense, that you're getting into so many... See, sometimes I also use sugar as a way of coping, but again, it's sometimes and it's moderate. Yeah, but if the intensity goes on to a level that I'm constantly eating sugar, and it's impacting my body, which is an intense consequence of it, or if I start to engage in substances, all of that, then you need to look, okay, there's something happening there. And the impact, I guess, when you notice when something gets more frequent and intense, you will already start to notice functional dispairments in areas of your life, like your social life, professional life, personal life, relationship, all of that. Yeah, just keep all of those things in mind, and I hope this video really helped you to understand. Leave comments on what you got from this video. What else would you like for me to talk on? If there's something that you need more explanation on within this video, tell me that also. And until next time then, bye bye.